Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is a place we did the spread rock around the pool. If you follow along with the channel, this still looks pretty nice. She ended up buying a hardcover pool because the deer were getting over this fence. Remember I said we should put the fence down here, go around this, and she said no, we'll just do like a 4-foot fence. Well, the deer get right over that and they eat the bushes. One fell in the pool, so she put a hardcover on it. But we got another problem. She said this hose, she couldn't get it undone and it drips and leaks and whatever. So she wants a new Frostproof put in, like I put in down there. And so we're going to be installing one here. And let's see while we're here. Look at that, there's no screws attaching it. Check it out. Is this on? Yeah. Water's still on. But she said she couldn't get the hose off from here. We're going to grab a wrench, get this off. Look how they cut the siding to put that in there. No caulk around it. I don't know how, frost will get in there, cold air. But we're going to get this hose unhooked. We're going to put a new Frostproof and run some new water line. So I got to come in here and find some more light bulbs. It's kind of dark, but we ran this new water line. I went from, it's reduced down to 1/2 inch there, and that valve is turned on. I think I'll shut that off. When we go out there, we'll open it up and let that drain. And then I want to hook on this water line right here and put a T in it and run the hose, a new line, all the way across. Ooh, where is it? Somewhere here. Hope it's easy to get at. Uh-oh, I see soft copper. Oh, I don't like working with soft copper because it's a curved, pipe on a roll. Bunch of stuff in the way. But there's a shutoff valve there, comes to a pipe, and then look at a bunch of fittings in here. I don't know why there's that one in there. We're going to have to cut it like there, and we'll cap it. And then we're going to run a 3/4 line all the way across, all the way over to that other one. And what that does, it's going to isolate the water, because there's another shutoff valve way over here. She wants it on the same line. I think there's another light switch here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. All the way over to this one. Right here. So that shuts off the outside water. And then you see the 3/4. We're coming out of 3/4. So this is going to have a good flow all the way. And so let me get some tools in here. That's why I wanted to come down first, see what we need. And looks like we need a pipe cutter. Oh, look at the floor joist. Check that out. This is one of those kit homes. It's called a Ford home. Those are 2x6 floor joists. And to run that water line, they actually cut the bottom edge of that 2x6. And now it's about almost 5 inches wide, supporting the floor in, I think, the kitchen. Yeah, it's a kitchen there. Wow. Not very good idea, guys. So I want to cut the pipe and cap it. I didn't realize what I needed here, but this is all 1/2 inch, and it looks like that goes up to the refrigerator. That is copper, 1/4 inch. And then, like I said, look at these fittings. I don't want to turn them. Copper is good for a number of years, and then it does this. And then you can't get it to stop leaking. That big hole in the floor. That's where the mice can get in. So we do better work than that. But what I want to do is I want to cut that. I want to pull that pipe right out of there. So we'll have to cut it on the other side of the valve. I didn't bring a little torch down. And we got pipes in the way there anyway. So we need a tubing cutter. We'll cut it twice. We'll pull it right out through. We'll push a new one in and put the fittings on and run a new pipe all the way down in PEX. And then we'll secure it probably every 4 foot or something, I don't know. And we'll probably go over top of that box. No, I don't know what that is. I think that's where the sections of home get strapped together. So we'll probably have to go under that, over this, possibly over them, over the wires. Keep it as high as possible down through here. And then the T in that. So we'll get started. Well, I don't know if you can see much, but I'm going to come up here. I've got the main water shut off. I've got the 2 outside faucets draining. I don't hear any more trickling. I'm one not to want to turn one of these valves off. It's the end of the day. In my luck, what happens is I tighten it, or I tighten it up, and then it's fine. We get the job done. I turn the valve on, it starts dripping out. The packing's dry. We need a new faucet. It's in between two. End of the day, I gotta go find parts. Well enough alone. Leave it alone. Let it drip somewhere. Go to the source, what we got to work on. I do like they got insulation up in here, but I don't like that the valve is so close to the sill. I would have put it out here. It does have a drain on it, if I can get it loose. But I want to drain that. I've got my tubing cutter. I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to cut it back here somewhere where it's straight, so I can get my cap put on. And then she was right. She couldn't get, her or her son couldn't get the hose off the water valve. And I went out with my big pliers. The big boys. What are these, 14-inch? I don't know. I couldn't get the hose off. So we're going to just cut the pipe and pull it right out and leave the hose right on it and scrap it. All right, I used my auto cut. Cut that pipe. If you get up here close and look out, they should never have notched that. They should have drilled up here and ran the pipe straight out through. So they already had soft copper, which comes in a roll. They should have just curved and went up there and never notched that. But because it doesn't line up, it might affect us quite a bit right now. I'll have to see what the valve is going to be. And the other thing is, the hole is designed for a 1/2 inch way out there. So we're going to have to drill the rest of the way out through the house to make it large enough to get our Frostproof in. And I just used a shark bite stop, and I ran some emery cloth on the end of the pipe before I cut it. And then it's it's deburred anyway, but it's nice and clean, and I put the stop on. And now, if we have to turn the house water on, it's not going to affect anything. But we got to work on that. We'll go outside, pull that hose thing out of there, and then pull the Frostproof out. Well, it's not a Frostproof, but pull that out. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. I don't think so. Let's go out and see what it is. This is the one I bought. And this has an anti-siphon on it. But you see, what I want to do is put a valve on. This looks like a 10. It says 10, but I think it's more like a 12-inch. It might interfere with that next joist if we don't cut them all and, drill them. And we got to have at least, I think, 7/8 of an inch room to bring this in. So let's go out and see what we got. Yeah, see, this is just a 1/2 inch fitting. I could not get that off in there, so we're going to just scrap it anyway. And then I doubt the new one will fit through there without me drilling it larger. See if we got any luck with that. Yeah, she's not going to fit, so I got to grab a drill bit. And I think I'll drill from the outside in, see what we can do here. I only brought one bit with me. Oh, I'm glad I brought a bit with me. I drilled that out, didn't take much, and it fit right in nicely. We're not going to caulk and screw it on yet. I want to make sure it's going to fit on the inside. Let's go check. Well, it looks like it's going to be in our favor. See where it comes out? Looks like we got room enough to work here. So I'm going to go ahead and caulk that and screw it on so that when I do the fitting in here, the whole valve doesn't turn on me. Okay, I caulked around it, pushed it in. We're all set and screwed that on. Okay, from the inside, I don't want to caulk that hole because I want, well, you can see the air movement here with the cobweb. We want the basement warm air to get out there. And then we're going to tuck the insulation back in anyway. But I want to go ahead and put some thread tape on, put our fitting on. I want to do the shutoff valve, and then I want to start the piping here. Let's see what kind of room we got to see if I need to drill that joist more. All right, I put thread tape on our fitting and then on the Frostproof, and I turned the valve and the fitting on, and I got it in a location that I like. That way the drain is either down or to the side. I don't want it up. And then the valve has to be accessible. So that should work. I'll make sure. If not, we'll adjust it a little bit. And then I'm going to try to come out and make a loop. I might come out here quite a ways because we got to go like almost a straight shot down through there. I don't want like a kink in it. So I might just make a big loop. Least amount of fittings in your water lines, the better. Okay, they have quite a memory. There's quite a big spring, but I need the 3/4 packs. It's set up for the 1/2 inch. So there's my tool for measuring. We got to grab the 3/4. This is 3/8, 1/2, 3/4, and 1. I got a master kit years back. The wrench, yeah, everything's in here. So we change this head out. Now I'm going to wrestle that pipe into place. It's on a, oh, it just bounced back. It's on some spring tension. I'm going to try to feed it over here as straight as possible. I need a helper and some heat. It's the only way to get this to go. So set my ring on. Get our pipe fitting up in there. It looks like it's going to clear good. Yep. Now this type of Frostproof is the better of the two styles, but this sets into the flange with a clip. It doesn't fasten tightly to the ring, so I don't know the reason for that. So this moves around, but it doesn't affect the pipe at all. Push that on, and then when I put my ring on, I don't want it all the way to the end. I want to bring it back at least 1/8 of an inch. And then we put in a 3/4 bit. I don't know if you can even see it, but lighting. Get in there and crimp this bad boy. And then I like to go a couple different angles. I don't know if anybody else does. Make sure, and then I've got the make sure tool. This is I think I set up to 1 inch, but it's not. It's 3/8, 1/2, 5/8, and 3/4. I don't know what 5/8 is, but if this fits on with no air gap, it's crimped, because if you don't crimp it properly, this won't even go on all the way. So that's crimped good. Our valve is off and our cap is tight. So now I'm just going to feed this pipe up and put clamps on it up to the floor joists. And this is a utility basement. This isn't finished. And I'll show you as we go here. See the coiled mess here? I got to get it put up. It's out for timing. Dawson's working next door doing the lawn. And he come over to ask a question. And I said, ooh, grab that pipe. So he was able to straighten this out so I don't knock everything off the shelf here with that twisting. And see how I got a gradual slope coming through, clamping it up. I'm going to come down and cut it, and then I'm going to cut the other pipe. So what I want to do is put a T in down there before that other, what's that other fitting, Dawson? Oh, that's a reducer. So before the reducer, we're going to go straight over. All right, now over here on this side, I'm right over the sump pump, so it's going to be tough to get in there. Maybe if I move these buckets of driveway sealer, old driveway sealer. Maybe I can fit, oh, this is aluminum roof coating. What I want to do, it's not gag here, dusty basement, right? Is I want to take this pipe and I want to put, I cut this long, it's sitting on this right now to hold it, but I want to put the shark bite in here. I know what you guys are saying, but shark bite works. And I don't want them behind a wall. In an open basement like this is fine. And also if there's a valve on the line in case they ever leak. But I've been putting these in for years. This is a Shark Bite Pro, which is a little bit nicer, I guess. Got the stainless caps. But if our pipe is coming down straight, sort of through here, the best spot for me to work on is right here. If we can separate this enough, we should be able to, because if I gotta get this out of the way, is I could take, I can't tell what kind of screw that is, might be Phillips, but back that out, I could probably get enough flex in this pipe to make it work. So what I got is a marker. We know that the fitting goes all the way down to this stop right there. And because this is relaxed and works fine, I think if I just go up here and mark, unless there might even be flex enough that I don't have to cut that 1 inch out. I might be able to just cut it. I might do that and try to cut one straight cut. I always like the pipes longer than tight, you know. And we're going to get a bath. I'll take this bleeder out. Actually, I do have that open out there, and the sump pump's right here, so we'll just watch our face here. Get the tool on and be square with it. And I like to make just a little pierce to make sure it's not under full pressure. A little bit of water. But make your cut as square as possible. Right in the sump pump, no problem. Perfect, right? That doesn't happen often. Then, I got another tool somewhere. I think it's in my little boy pockets, right here. You don't have to get the water out, but let's let her go. Now, we need to have 1 inch or more room to get them together, and it might be tough. So this is Torx 20. So let me take that screw out first. Hold on. I'm going to loosen that clamp to give us a little more exercise room. Now, can you see? I don't know. There's nothing more other spot here to put it. This dust always bothers me. But here's our fitting. You probably got these rollers in your way. But what I like to do is when you're putting these shark bites together, there's almost like 2 clicks. You get resistance and then a click. And so what I like to do is either set the tool up there to where it goes and mark the pipe, or I got this handy little tool I've had for a while, and they're different depths for different pipes. So put the right size pipe in there and then put a line on it. Same thing here. Put a line on it. I'm using a Sharpie, but that's the depth that this fitting needs to go in. The other thing is, do I want to put this on and put this on, or do I want to put our loose one on first so I got something to hang on to? That's my guess, is if I bring this up, and I got about not quite a foot extra room there. To be relaxed on this stuff, you can't run it straight unless you got straight pipe. So this is going to have to flex and turn up a little. So I'm going to need to know where this is going to go in the most relaxed form. So right there, I'm going to chop that off. And I set the tool down. I probably could push the pipe back just a little bit, but I don't want to. I'll let her go like this. We're going to cut that off. And then I'll mark that pipe too. Because if you take your time on these shark bites, they work. If you get them cut square, you don't butcher them, use a proper tool instead of a knife or something. There's no sharp edges, no burrs. That's what gets you. And then we're going to do the same thing with this. We'll set our 3/4 fitting in there, and we'll draw a line around it. wherever she falls. And then, that's plastic, and then the fitting, when you push this in, it goes like that. You hear that click? It's not on all the way. Some people make a mistake and think it's on. It's not. Now push it again. You see our line's way up there, another 1/4 inch. There it is. Now, you see my green line? I don't. That means it's on all the way. I feel good about that. And then I think we're going to do this side first because that goes over the window. I can't move it. I'll get this lined up. Same thing. There's one notch, and then we're more than a 1/4 inch away still. There it is, and it's gone. So I like that. I feel comfortable that that's not going to leak on me. And let's see if we got enough flex to get this back. Nah, we'll probably have to cut this pipe. We don't have to, but I don't want it under that much tension. And like I said, I can see where the end of the fitting is going to be. And once this is pushed up, we need to take off about that inch we needed to originally. So let's cut that. Confirm that, but yeah, something like that. Enough. That means I got to move my green line a little bit farther. That's the only time I've had a issue when they're not clicked in all the way, you know. So a new line tells me when I'm bottomed out in the fitting. We'll bring her up if we can. Our tension. Get in there. There it is. There's one click, and I'm a 1/4 inch away. There, my line's disappeared. So this flops around. I'm gonna bring my fitting back up. Grab my drill. Got the 20 impact. You got the 20 bit. Put this back on. And our pipe supported. It's got clamps. Paint cans in the way there. There. So now, the good thing of what we did, I'll show you. You see, you don't see any green lines, so they went in all the way. It's in the relaxed form where this can move a little bit. And do I have room to put another clamp? Not really, because there's appears to be a gas line. Probably this is. I'll probably leave it there. But what it is this valve is turned on. The other valve was turned on, but because they're on separate water lines, if she says, "Ooh, we need to shut off the outside water," she'd have to come over here and turn that valve and then go down and turn that valve inside. Or you can go all the way over to here right away and just turn this off, and I put a drain on this. And that would get any expansion for freezing or anything. But so this will turn the water on for both outside faucets now. So I think she's going to like that. And I kind of recommended that to her because this was a 1/2 inch line. Remember, this is soft copper that came out with a bunch of fittings. It goes upstairs, comes out, and it's got this thing on it. And we'll do away with that. So now she's going to have better flow going outside. I'm going to tuck that insulation back. We're going to go ahead and turn the water on. We'll test the system out. I think she'll be happy. Okay, moment of truth, guys. I'm going to turn the water on. And right now the main house is off. turn that on and that drained a lot, didn't it? I think somebody flushed the toilet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn our outside water on. I don't hear any spraying. Do you? But what I did is I shut off both inside valves first. And that puts serious pressure right on our line. We're on city water here, so we're 80 pounds. And that tests both fittings. And we got no drippages. So we got this casual loop. We got 2 ball valves with drains on them. Make sure you put drains. And that tests our inside that we're good. So now I'm going to ask Dawson, he's back over here, if you would run out back and turn both faucets off, and I'll turn these 2 valves on. And then we're going to test them. All right. Turn that on. There's nothing leaking out there, right? Yeah. Yeah, what? You're right. Now go ahead and turn it on. You got water, right? You're going to get some air. Yeah. Okay, so that one's good. So let me try the new one. Leave that on. You on? Yeah. What I'm going to do is turn this off. You're on? That's going to drain the pipe, and then I'm going to open this little valve. You see it dripping? That way, this winter, if it freezes, it's not going to break, it's not going to leak anywhere. It's just going to allow the extra pressure to come out here. Let's go do the other one. It's turned off? What? Is it off? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn this on. Okay, you got nothing, right? So go ahead and turn it on. You get a lot of air. Got good water? Sounds it. Shut her down. I can't hear you. What? It works good, right? Yeah. And then it's not dripping, right? Okay. So I'm going to turn the water off here. Now you turn yours on. What? Turn it on. Yeah. And that's going to drain the pressure out of it. And then I'm going to open up this drain right here. Okay. You're on? Yeah. Okay. Turn it off and then go turn the other one off. There, we get a little drippage back in. That way it can't freeze out there. So turn them both off. And I'm going to leave this loose for the winter. And I'm going to explain to the homeowner in the springtime to tighten up that little wing nut. And then turn them on and we're good. And then because I put in that extra valve the first time around when we did this one, I'm going to come over here. Yeah, it looks good. And then I'm going to come over here, and there's no reason to leave it on, so we'll shut her down. So there we have it. Adding Frostproof with a whole new line, going from 1/2 inch to 3/4 water pipe, which is going to add double the volume of water. It should. And she'll notice a big difference out there, you know, filling the pool, whatever she does with the water there. And she's going to like that. So thanks for watching. And we shall see you on the next project. See you soon.